My name's Cheryl Strzemienski, and I'm here to tell you about my experience with Transform Power Yoga. I started coming to Transform Power Yoga about 8 months ago when a girlfriend asked me if I wanted to join their 40-day revolution, yoga revolution. The 40-day revolution was a program that they did here at Transform Power Yoga that incorporated not just 40 days of yoga, but also included meditation and other lifestyle changes. And it was really a commitment to transform yourself in 40 days using yoga as kind of the main foundation of the program. Some of the transformation that I experienced through the 40-day started obviously with the physical aspect. If you're going to yoga for 40 days, you're gonna see some physical changes. There was weight loss involved, there was definitely increased strength. But in addition, the way the program worked, there were so many more levels to it, which included meditation, self-reflection, and all of those things definitely changed more than just the physical me, but also just the emotional me, being a stronger person, finding stronger self-worth, really just making me a more well-rounded individual. I find myself sleeping better because I'm getting the exercise, and not just the exercise, but also getting a chance to come to peace with myself through my breathing that I'm doing here. I was told, just after a couple weeks of doing the 40-day challenge, that I walk differently, that I carry myself differently, that there's a different level of strength as I move. And I find, that I'm more in tune to my body. I tell my husband it's finding my body doing things I used to do when I was a kid, whether it's different poses or even just squatting down on the ground more than adults do, really has taken my physical self to a different level. In doing the yoga regularly, I find it much easier to deal with things as they come up in my life, along with also having more of a chance to deal with things that maybe I was holding on to in the past. Being able to walk away from problems that have occurred or even self-forgiveness because of the chance to just be with myself on my mat and be within my body and within my breathing. It goes so much deeper than just stretching a muscle, but really stretching the personality and having you balance yourself back out as you balance up into some pose. Doing the yoga practice, it definitely has helped me, again, physically, to be able to handle my physical demands and my job in the restaurant industry much better than I could. In addition, it helps me coach and teach other people differently. I've actually used yoga as something where I've brought people that I've worked with to yoga practices to try and help them find a different level and help them balance their lives out differently and introduce them to other ways to balance their lives and make themselves more rounded. One of the biggest things I had to tell myself to get myself here was to let myself be vulnerable to something different. I told Liba when I first started, one of the toughest things was actually walking into the studio for the first time. And once you get here and once you walk through the doors, you realize just what an opportunity you've given yourself. And that, I think, was one of the toughest things, is you've got to be vulnerable and just do it. Have the courage to walk through the door and try it out. And not just try it once, because the first time is going to be hard because it's really hot and you're going to sweat more than you probably ever have. But come at least 3 times and get to know the studio and again, just be vulnerable. Just do it and be there. It is a safe place. It's a comfortable place where people are here to help you. When you get on your mat, it's just you and your mat. It's just you and your breathing, and somebody's there to lead you through and help you experience different experiences, but it's really just you. And that's what you need to remember. Nobody's looking at you, nobody's watching you, nobody's judging what position you're in and how far you went into it. It's all about you and your growth that you have on your mat. It really is just a comfortable place. And you add to that just the cheerleaders that the instructors here are for you. I can't tell you, when I first started, that very first day, I couldn't lift my legs over my head. We're trying to get into a certain position. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And then reality is 40 days later, after I finished the revolution, I was doing things I never thought my body could still do. And it really was the coaching and the instructors just being there and saying, look at you go, look at what you can do, look at how strong you really are. That really helped me get through those 40 days and to where I am now.